false.
Okay, and here we are on the video live stream now. This is the WSJM Morning Show video live stream edition. I don't know if you know this, Lincoln, but what we do on the video live stream is this is unfiltered, wall-to-wall coverage of what happens in the studio for the whole 7 o'clock hour. So a lot of our program goes on the radio. So like right now, the listeners are hearing ABC News. But here on the video live stream, people get an exclusive behind the scenes look of what's happening. Good?
Very cool.
So we're on, the microphones are live. Okay, good. Good morning and welcome to the Tuesday edition of the WSJM Morning Show. My special guests in the studio this morning are Lincoln White-Day and Lorraine Day. Good morning, both of you.
Good morning.
Ken.
Thanks for joining. Lincoln, how are you?
I'm doing great.
What's going on?
It's a great early morning.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready for my study abroad. I'm going to Morocco.
I'm going to give you, so come up on the microphone. Yep, just lift it.
Up on the microphone.
Or here, let me do this.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Just like that. There you go.
We're good now?
Yeah, perfect. I just want to make sure people can hear you. There you go.
Of course. So,
yeah. Give us, before we go into your story, give us a quick weather check. What's it like out there?
out there, it's a bit foggy.
Okay.
The clouds are beautiful. The sun's almost up. And,
Are you a morning person?
I like to be. I try to
be. What time do you usually get up?
8-ish.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I try.
So you like that mid-morning piece?
Yeah. Dawn is my favorite time of the day. It's just, impossibly hard to get up when you don't need to before dawn.
Are you a night person? Do you do a lot of stuff in the evening as well?
See, I do. It's a bad habit. I'm trying to transition that to the morning, but it's
That's
at
okay.
college time. It still got me under its.
Yeah. No, that's quite all right. And you're starting your second year in college? Third year.
Yes, sir.
Wow, how time goes by. That's awesome. Good morning, Lorraine. How are you? Oh, sorry. You were just taking a drink.
Good morning, Ken.
What's in the container there?
Exciting water.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. I thought it was going to be something like some kind of energy drink or something like that. You need no drink to go energy on us.
Right.
Lorraine, by the way, full disclosure, is a member of the Midwest Family Marketing and Media, owns WSJM, and she is one of our business development folks. Mm-hmm. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Yeah.
Great. So happy to be here.
All right.
Happy he's with us.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to tell Lincoln's story, and the way this will go is we're on the video live stream right now. We're going to rejoin the radio program here in just a second, and I'll do some local news, and then we'll go into local sports. And really, I'll just do a brief introduction and ask you to introduce yourself. So we'll start at birth. Honestly, we do. So because we like to know where people are from, and what they've been doing on their journey, and then we'll get into your story.
Love that.
Fair?
Yes. Okay,
good. And you're getting ready to go to Morocco.
Right.
That's exciting.
I know, right?
Are you excited, Lorraine?
I want to be.
You're going to miss your boy.
I was going to miss my boy before the accident. And now it's like,
yeah,
I know he needs to get back to his life and I want him to. Just my mama heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to go visit him?
Maybe. It'll depend on finances.
Yeah.
Frankly. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
We were looking at it. So it's like, that's a little expensive. So
yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. It's not like you can just hitchhike there.
No, you can't.
It's across the ocean.
Take a long time.
Yeah. All right. We'll come back and visit some more with Lincoln and Lorraine. It's coming up right here on the WSJM Morning Show. We have to get back and get some news in. We're going to finish up ABC News and be right back on WSJM.
Done a better job with the rollout. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Offer not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Maxed out cards, rent is due. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
Maybe we should go to 27cash.com.
With our bad credit?
27cash.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000, and cash can hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
When you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, it's the WSJM Morning Show. Good morning. I'm Ken Lundberg. It's 7:05 a.m. on your Tuesday morning, 26th of August, 2025, and it's 7:05 a.m. and we have a weather forecast for you today. It's going to be partly sunny today. I feel like it's going to be sunnier than it was yesterday. Yesterday was supposed to be partly sunny, although we had a whole lot of clouds to deal with. It turned out okay later on in the day. We still have a 20% chance of lake effect rain showers today. A high today somewhere in the warmest parts of southwest Michigan. It's going to get up to 70, but I predict we're going to get probably higher upper 60s for most of our area, 68 degrees in St. Joseph, 69 in Benton Harbor. Northwest winds are going to keep us cool, feeling cool as well, 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting up to 20. Tonight's forecast, partly cloudy, a low overnight around 50, probably getting down into the 40s in some area with light wind out of the northwest. Wednesday's forecast, partly cloudy and a high of 73. Southwest winds 5 to 10. And then Thursday, mostly cloudy on Thursday. Thursday's going to be our rain event day, I think. 50% chance of showers on Thursday. The high still going to be around 70 degrees and the low overnight around 58. So improving in that category. We have special guests in the studio who we'll be talking with in just a couple of moments. Lincoln White Day and Lorraine are here, his mom, Lorraine Day, and we're going to be talking about Lincoln and what a fabulous young man he is and all the great things he's been doing. And then also one of the things that happened to him this summer that you don't want to have happen. So we'll talk about an accident that almost took his life. Thankfully, he's still here and he's doing great. And it's been, I think, described as a miraculous recovery. So we're feeling fortunate that we get an opportunity to talk with him today and his mom. And we'll ask you how it feels to have that mama heart all over, just all up and down.
Oh, okay.
all summer long. So
All
we'll get your story as well. It's all coming up here in just a moment on WSJM. First off, let's get our local news in from the WSJM newsroom. As we've been talking about this morning, St. Joseph City Commissioners have approved the sale of a downtown parking lot to make way for a proposed $55 million mixed-use development. The proposal from the Ranks Group calls for 32 condominiums, 68 market rate apartments, some green space, 157 parking spots, all located at Lake Boulevard and Broad Street in St. Joseph. The developer says the project, called the Marquette on Lake Boulevard, is designed to complement existing downtown architecture and provide full-time housing for residents.
We need to help the seasonality of St. Joe, and bringing those 68 apartments, which might be 100, 120 residents downtown every single day sleeping there, is going to help all of our local businesses, our restaurant, gas stations, and grocery stores.
Commissioner Michael Fernandez said the apartments will help meet local housing needs.
It is such a better use of space than a vacant parking lot that will serve to only enrich our downtown. And with that added investment, will lead to more things that we can do beyond just the downtown.
City Manager Emily Hackworth added, a housing study shows 900 new units will be needed in the next 5 years in our area, and this plan aligns with the city's master plan. Public comments were mostly supportive. The city-owned lot will sell for its appraised value of $700,000. Commissioners approved the agreement, with further approvals still required before construction can begin. If completed, the Marquette would be the fourth tallest building in downtown St. Joe. Benton Harbor Mayor Marcus Muhammad says new housing and commercial properties are transforming his city. The latest is the corner at Wall Street. It's a $22 million development now under construction between Colfax Avenue and Wall Street. When completed, it will include 46 apartments on the top floors and commercial space on the ground floor.
It'll be a 3-story building. We expect to see social service offices to provide necessities for low-income residents. We're also working with the developer with the expectation of our first and only grocery store in the 4.4 square miles.
The project is being developed by MHT Housing with support from state funding. Muhammad credited partnerships with making it all happen.
We haven't had a building built from the ground up at that cost probably since the DHS building.
The development is expected to be finished late next year. Ground will also be broken September 30th on Project T, a mixed-use development at the former Mercy Hospital site. Other projects include condos planned for the former Modern Plastics property. Muhammad described the ongoing growth as a Benton Harbor renaissance. Also in Benton Harbor, the Department of Public Safety is asking for the public's help after a sign was reported missing from Morton Park. Police said the sign was removed sometime over this past weekend. The park was recently renovated and the sign was part of the updates. The department is urging anyone who knows the location of that missing sign to contact them so it can be returned. No other details released, but I imagine if you look at the sign, it probably says Morton Park on it. So just if you find it, let them know. Department of Public Safety there, Benton Harbor. Also, this past weekend's Whirlpool appliance sale to benefit the United Way of Southwest Michigan is being called a success. Hundreds of discounted appliances were sold during the two-day event, with proceeds going to Whirlpool's employee campaign for United Way. United Way's Zach East said the turnout for the event was strong.
We had nearly 400 sales that were made and netted about $130,000 from this past weekend, which is just going to stay right here in the community, so it's even better.
In all, 812 items were purchased, including major and small appliances, as well as some Gladiator products. East said the event depended on a large volunteer turnout.
There's at least 50 volunteers, probably more than that helped us certainly throughout the months in putting this planning together. But the week of, we had a whole group of people that were doing a lot of work on the inventory floor, the sales floor.
Whirlpool employees, United Way staff, and community members all pitched in. An online appliance sale is planned for the holidays. Let me repeat that. An online appliance sale planned for the holidays with signups available at whirlpoolappliancesale.com. So in other words, you sign up, you get the information that it's coming, and when they actually formalize the dates that online appliance sale will happen to benefit United Way, they will let you know. That's a look at some of the news that we have in the WSJM newsroom. We have more coming up. We've got sports with Dave Wolf. We also have weather and some more news to talk about. But first off, let me introduce our special guests who are in the studio. If you weren't on the video live stream, let's do this again. So we're talking this morning with Lincoln White-Day and Lorraine. His mom, Lorraine, is here. And full disclosure, Lorraine is part of the Midwest family who owns WSJM. And so we wanted to talk with Lincoln this morning about something that happened to him over the summer. And it was a near fatal accident, and it was something where people just didn't know if he was going to make it or how he would make it through what happened to him. So we'll talk about that this hour. But first off, let's just do introductions. Nice and simple. We'll keep it simple. Lincoln, why don't you introduce yourself, and then we'll ask Lorraine to do the same.
Sure, Ken. It's an honor to be here.
Yeah.
So thank you for having me again this beautiful morning. So I'm Lincoln White-Day. I am going to be a college junior. I've gone to Grand Valley State University these past 2 years.
Yeah.
I love it there. Grand Rapids is a beautiful upcoming city. So
Yeah.
it's been great to grow with it.
What are you studying there at Grand Valley?
Diplomacy. So
Okay.
I have a double major in economics and international relations.
Only a
And
double major in economics and international relations. Wow.
just right. And then to go with that, I'm moving to Morocco for 8 months to study abroad and learn Arabic and hopefully French.
Wow. That's incredible. You can see why we're inspired by Lincoln. And his mom, Lorraine, one of the people who's made it happen. Introduce yourself for our listeners, if you would.
Good morning. My name's Lorraine. I'm Lincoln's mom. I'm also Aubrey's mom and Lorelai's mom. And I work at Midwest Family
Yeah.
in the sales department. And I'm just absolutely thrilled to be here with Lincoln to talk about his story and hopefully shed some light. And there's been a lot of rumors in town, so we can dispel the rumors a little bit, but also just really encourage people that he's here and please learn CPR.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's one of the things that really came out of it when we first heard this story. And maybe why don't we start just briefly with recounting kind of the what is it that happened? What happened? When did it happen?
Sure. So my memory is a bit spotty.
Okay.
So I'm telling you half of what I remember and half of what I've been told.
All right.
But pretty much the story goes that a friend and I wanted to go sailing. So we go to, do you remember where it was? That we went?
Pipestone Lake.
Pipestone Lake. So we go to Pipestone Lake and we get there and there's no place to park really. So we see this patch of grass on private property.
Okay.
So we park there and we unload the boat. And, like he's a skipper. It's his boat. It's his whole operation. So he's telling me what to do. And so he says that I'm the base. So I'm going to lift up the giant, 20-foot mast. It's like just this giant metal pole and put it in, the little boat hole.
Yeah.
Get it going. And I'm telling you, Ken, it was one of the heaviest things I've ever lifted.
Gosh, I imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, and then the physics come in. So like the mass wants to just lean over everywhere. So I'm the base of it. I'm like really just trying to Spartan this thing into the boat.
Yeah.
When my friend, his job was to stand on the boat and help me guide it. So that's what we're doing. I'm really trying to get it in to the boat when a wind catches it or he slips, something. Either way, there are power lines overhead, which we should have seen, but regardless, the pole hits the power line. And my friend gets electrocuted, but he's standing on rubber, which was on the boat. So, he's fine.
So he's grounded.
He's grounded.
All right.
I get zapped to death.
You're not
So-
grounded. You literally got zapped to death.
To death, yeah. And my heart stopped. So I fell over backwards. And my friend starts freaking out, as he would. And then two men not much older than myself, they're like in their early to later 20s. They are there miraculously, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But they just happen to be there. They happen to know CPR, and they rush over and do CPR on me for 10 minutes, which is a long time if you don't know.
Yeah.
It takes faith and endurance because 2 minutes is hard. And they didn't know if I'd make it. So to do it for 10 minutes takes a lot of, like I said, stamina, but also you got to trust that the dude you're doing it on will actually pull through. And then the ambulance showed up. And
because they called the bystanders called 911 right away.
Right away.
And the 911 operator instructed them, do you know CPR? Perform CPR.
Right, exactly. You got it. So then after that, I was shocked twice to get my heart back going in the ambulance. I was intubated so I could breathe. And then they brought me to the hospital. And I'm not sure how many hospitals I went to. My mom definitely knows.
Okay. All right. Well, I tell you what, let's pause there because we've got to get a couple of things here on the radio through. Then we'll come back on the radio and continue the story. We'll continue talking about it on the video live stream as well right now.
Sure.
But Lincoln White Day and Lorraine, his mom Lorraine, are here to tell us a little bit about that story. And I think the key message they're reinforcing today is, number one, be careful. Number two, no CPR. So because in this case, it saved Lincoln's life. So we'll talk about that. We'll continue talking about it right here on WSJM. Okay, on the video live stream, we're continuing. So you're in the ambulance, and are they continuing to perform CPR?
Well, so they'd intubated me, which means that that the machine breathes for me. So I didn't need any more CPR.
Okay, got it.
And they shocked my heart. So those are the two things that CPR does, is the heart and the breath, I believe. So that's what the machines did.
Yeah.
And they got my heart back going again, thankfully. And then I had a chance at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. So Lorraine, what do you want to fill in any gaps here?
He did a great job.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it was an incredible amount of people, first responders that came out, and 911, the director of 911 and the assistant director, I've spoken with both of them, and they did a great job honoring all of the first responders and the two gentlemen that did CPR. That was at a ceremony last week, and we appreciated that.
Yeah.
But were you wanting me to continue the story after?
You can, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he was brought to Corwell Health South, Lakeland, and we were all notified and got there as soon as possible. And within minutes, really, half an hour. Anyway, the staff there were great, but nobody prepares you for seeing your child hooked up to everything and not breathing on their own because the machine was breathing for him. So that was terrifying.
How did you? Well, maybe we should hang this. We'll put a pin in this.
Okay.
We'll come back in just a moment. I want to ask you how you were first notified of what happened with Lincoln, and we'll go from there. Sound good?
Yes.
Okay. We're talking with Lincoln and Lorraine. Lincoln is going to his third year for Grand Valley State University, but he says, I want to study abroad, so I'm going to go live in Morocco for 8 months. 8 months.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Are you packed?
Not yet. No.
What do you got? Do you have a list of what you're going to have to pack?
Yeah. I only get one carry-on and one checked bag.
Okay.
So, packing is light.
Can the check bag be like really, really big? Probably TSA guidelines.
Sure, but honestly, I gotta tell you, I'm wanting to bring something smaller, just so I can, as simple and efficient as possible.
Yeah, just backpack it. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Yeah,
I'll figure it out.
All right, more in just a moment. His mom's not laughing at that. In just a moment on WSJM.
Event open to the public, so be sure to bring your friends and family and check out the variety of unique handcrafted items from over 50 different vendors. Everything from home decor, furniture, jewelry, candles, art, and much more. So check out what our local artisans have to offer at St. Joe Today's Lake Bluff Artisan Fair.
Partly sunny skies today. We continue with lake effect rain showers. Those showers will be occasional off and on through the day. High temperatures near 70 inland, likely around the upper 60s near the lakeshore. We continue to see big waves at the lakeshore through this evening. Partly cloudy tonight. We drop down to 50 and a mix of the sun and clouds tomorrow with highs back at 73. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
7:21, it's the WSJM Morning Show on your Tuesday morning, August 26th. I'm Ken Lundberg. My special guests in the studio today, Lincoln White Day and his mom, Lorraine. Lorraine is a member of the Midwest Family Marketing and Media team, business development team here. And her son, Lincoln, is he's an inspiration. He really is. You and I have had the chance to talk before about some of the things that you're thinking about and doing. And we had a conversation one day, and the next thing I hear, you've branched out and you're doing like 20 different things in the arenas that you want to get into. And now we fast forward and you're headed to Morocco to study for 8 months, which is just fabulous and fascinating. But in the interim, as we've been talking about this summer, has it even set you back at all? I mean, you seem like you're still running at full speed. You're sprinting at full speed.
Well, we worried that it would. So I had a neuropsychological evaluation on August 20th.
So I should for those of you who are just joining the radio show, Lincoln was going to go sailing one day, and what he told us this hour is when he was putting up the mast, because that was his job. Because he's huge. I mean, how tall are you now?
6'3".
Are you still growing?
I hope not.
Okay, 6'3". Hey, you're fine. You wear it well.
It's a great place to be.
So 6'3", he's lifting the mast on a sailboat. It touches power lines. He gets shocked, and you basically died right then and there.
Yes.
And then they revived you and brought you back to life. So we'll talk more about that in a moment. But so this hasn't stopped you from doing what you want to do.
No.
You're fully recovered.
Recovering.
You're still recovering.
That's what they tell me.
Okay, so we'll talk a little bit about that. But where we left the story was Lincoln was in the ambulance on his way to the hospital. Lorraine, how did you find out that your son had been electrocuted?
I took a break from work. I was working from home because I had a lot of virtual meetings that day.
Yeah.
And my husband had gone to get groceries. And so we both took a break. We're putting groceries away. We're having a snack. And we wanted to buy some sliding glass doors that were on sale. That was the last day to buy them. And we didn't have our phones on us because I had mine charging in my office in the other room, and his, I think, was still outside.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? We just need to buy those doors. And so we go to get our phones because we knew it was the last day. And that's when we saw that I had 20 some missed phone calls. And Lincoln and his friend had just left the house less than an hour before.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, there are literally no emergencies in radio. Why are people calling me so much?
So you're busy, you're preoccupied, and then all of a sudden you find 20 messages. What do you do?
Yeah. So I called because the recent 12 had been from Kathy here, our receptionist. So I called her. I was like, Kathy, why are you calling me so much?
Yeah.
Is everything okay? And she said, Lorraine, everybody's been trying to get a hold of you. People had started calling my office because they couldn't get me on my cell phone.
Right.
But I didn't see all of those calls. I just saw the most recent 12 from her. So she said, Lorraine, all I know is that there's been an accident with Lincoln. And I was like, with Lincoln? He just left. What? She said, you need to go to the ER. He was taken there by ambulance with life-threatening injuries. And I was like, what? And then lots of bad words.
Yeah.
freaked out.
Yeah.
And she was so kind and so calm and just said, you need to get to the hospital. So I ran over to my husband, who was on the phone with Lincoln's friend's dad, getting the same information. And I consider myself a pretty calm and cool head, but
Really?
when it comes, I know. Don't be so surprised.
Okay. All right. Yes. So you've got a calm head. What? And
I didn't though.
But your reaction.
I normally do. Excuse me. But my husband was just an absolute rock, and he's like, I was useless. I was just, this is what she said. We have to go, and he's like, I will drive us.
Yeah.
He didn't speed. He didn't run any stoplights.
Yeah. Good.
Like, I wanted to, but he's like, no, we're gonna be safe. We don't need 2 accidents. We don't know. We didn't know anything. We didn't know what happened until.
So you didn't even have an idea that he had been shocked.
Had no idea.
Okay. All right.
No, just knew
you were probably thinking traffic accident or something like that.
Well, yeah. And I had just grilled the boys and like, do you have life jackets? What are your safety protocols? We went through all the things like stay safe. I didn't think about power lines.
Yeah. Yeah. Who would?
Come on, right?
Yeah.
So I get to the ER, and our youngest daughter was babysitting for one of my coworkers for his little girl. So he actually heard about everything because he was in the lobby here at WSJM.
Yeah.
So he ran home and got our youngest daughter. She's 16. He brought her to the ER. So she was there before Robert or I or our oldest daughter. She called our oldest daughter at work. She works in South Bend. And so Aubrey drove up too. So within a half an hour, 40 minutes, all of us were together.
So hospital visits, he was taken first to Corwell
Health South Lakeland. I didn't even know there was a bereavement room in the ER until I was put in it.
Really?
Yeah,
that's not the place you want to be.
It didn't hit my brain.
Okay.
I just thought, it's so nice of them to give us a private area, as we're all very emotional.
Sure.
And just scared, right? But later on, my husband told me, he's like, did you notice the artwork? Did you notice? I was like, I did. I didn't understand.
Okay.
Because I wasn't focused on that. Anyway,
Sure.
They, the staff were incredible. They let us go back, just Robert and I, to go back and see Lincoln. And they had told us that he had been electrocuted, but it was scary to see him, of course, laid out with all the machines in this huge trauma room in the ER, just completely unresponsive. Completely. That was terrifying. But he looked good. I mean, just looking at him, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, he's going to wake up and we'll be able to go home and he's going to have a cool story.
Yeah.
But they're like, no. He needs to be airlifted. He's got extensive burns internally. And so from the electricity, and just looking at him, he looks so good. Like, I saw some cuts and burns on his body, but I didn't see anything that would alarm me. But I wasn't thinking about the internal damage. So
Lincoln, where did the electricity enter your body?
Through my hand.
Through your hand.
Yeah, I've got a
and
pretty.
your legs.
In my legs?
Yeah, the mast hit your legs. Yeah.
Okay. So, yes, she's right.
Okay.
Just, I guess, the full body kind of experience. But I do have some pretty neat burns. And
Neat burns, you say?
I mean, they're about 90% healed. So
Okay.
I'm going to have some rad scars.
Yeah. Rad scars. That's a good attitude.
Thank you.
That's a good attitude. So the doctors are worried about internal injuries. Had they known at that time what those injuries could be or what they were?
Yes, with the electrical burns. And so they were worried about the electricity that went in through his
Did they know
hands,
how
but
extensive?
that was the concern, is they weren't sure how extensive. And so they said he needs to be airlifted to a level 1 trauma center. And so we're like, this is really serious. And so they're like, yeah. And unbeknownst to us, they weren't sure if he was going to make the flight because it was pretty bad. Obviously. So he was airlifted. Robert and I went home, packed a bag, and we went, and we were gone for the next 10 days. With Lincoln, we just had no idea what we were getting into. But all in all, every single professional has told us this kid is a miracle. A, he survived.
Yeah.
B, the speed with which his recovery has taken place is miraculous. It really is. Those first 24 hours were touch and go, and it was hella terrifying.
Yeah, I bet.
To say the least.
Where was he airlifted to?
He was airlifted to Corwell Health Butterworth in
Okay.
downtown Grand Rapids.
Okay. Do you remember the helicopter ride at all?
No, sir.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. But I do love Grand Rapids, as I said. So it was kind of like I was happy to be there.
Yeah. What's your first waking memory after the electrocution?
Great question. So to give you some context,
Yeah.
my memory was also very touch and go for a while. They weren't sure when I did wake up if I was going to keep it. But mom can tell you I was in and out every 15 seconds. So I would have a full reset every 15 to 20 seconds for a long time. But eventually I remember
When you say a full reset, what does that sound like? What does that mean?
it means that whatever I just learned in the past 15 seconds would just be erased. And I would start back at 0. So I'd be like, why am I here? Just when they finished telling me the story, it would reset. Why am I here? Like, where am I? And so I went through that, awakening hundreds of times, apparently. But luckily, I don't remember any of it. So what I do remember is just the basic, oh, I'm in a hospital bed. This is weird. The last thing I remember is I was, with my friend. Like, what happened? And then my dad leans down and he's like, hey, buddy, you got electrocuted. You died, but you're good now. And I was like, you're lying. That's not true. I mean, I would have remembered that. And then he was like, we told you this over 100 times. We're not lying. Look around. That's what happened. And then in maybe like 30 more seconds, they were like, do you know what happened? And I was like, well, I think I ran into a burning building to save a family. And they were like, no.
You were thinking maybe I could make up something, and they'll no.
Well, because I saw burns, and I was like, I must have been a hero.
Okay.
And they were like, no, not this time. But but eventually I did. So I remember saying that, which is good. I did end up getting my faculties back within the next couple of hours.
Yeah.
Which I will say is a miracle in and of itself, because yes, I'm alive, but they said that there was over a 95% chance that I wouldn't live with my brain, because I was gone for 10 minutes,
Yeah.
And the CPR saved my brain for sure in my life. But if I didn't have that constant oxygen flow through the CPR pumping, then, who knows if I would have any of my faculties, if I'd be me still, which is terrifying and also, very sobering to think about.
Yeah, I'd say. Do you know the names of the people who performed CPR?
We just took them out to dinner on Saturday.
You did?
At Planks.
Who were they?
Nate and Tyler.
Okay.
I don't know their last names. Mom might.
Nate Tatro and Tyler Bayham.
Okay.
And they are a couple of local guys born and raised in the area. They work at Modern Ceramics in Benton Harbor. We wanted to do a big shout out to the gentlemen, but also to their superiors who have been super supportive of them stepping away to be honored. And so just a huge shout out to them, and for also knowing CPR.
Yeah.
I mean, so many shops, I would imagine people, it's probably required to know CPR in many shops, but maybe it's not required everywhere. And we're encouraging people. The number of people that have reached out to me that said, hey, I'm the safety supervisor, or hey, I'm doing this and I'm getting all of my team certified. It's just so heartwarming, because people are like, wow, you just never know. You might need it at work, but more than likely, if you're going to need to know CPR, you might need it in your personal life more than at work.
Yes.
So just learn it.
Anywhere you never know when you're going to need it.
Right.
Exactly.
And so it's great to have it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll continue this conversation. We're talking with Lincoln White Day and his mom, Lorraine. Lorraine Day is an employee here at Midwest Family. We're going to continue this conversation on the video live stream right now. We've got to get to a couple of messages and an update on what's happening with our financial markets from Bloomberg. It's all coming up right here on WSJM. If you want to continue the conversation with us on the video live stream, YouTube, Facebook, or the WSJM app.
So,
all right. We doing all right? We doing good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Need anything?
I feel good.
How's the water? I brewed it specially for you.
Oh, thank you. I can taste
Came from the water cooler over there.
Special brew.
Yeah. No.
Hanson Beverage. Thank you.
Hanson Beverage. That's
Yes.
right. So what do you remember? I imagine you probably get this question a lot. I'm going to ask it as well. Do you remember being dead?
I hope you would ask that, and I've got to say no. I wish I did. I wish I had some near-death experience and could reveal the secrets of the universe to you.
But
And
you
at least
can't. Come on.
so far,
Yeah.
I haven't reached those
Yeah.
heights yet. I'll keep meditating.
No
on,
white light.
but not yet. But and if I did experience something, I don't remember for better or for worse. But I do remember how it felt to be electrocuted.
You
And
do.
I do. So
What did it feel like?
great question. So I was holding the mast with my full body because it was
Yeah.
heavy, right? And that alone was already, painful because it was a workout. And then I just feel intense heat. But I'm not talking like a burning sensation because it wasn't, fire and it wasn't like when I think burning, I think like a heater, like ambient heat.
Yeah.
It wasn't that. It was, like genuinely a zap. So, I just felt like pure energy rushing through me. And when I talk about this, I always make a reference. I don't know if you or our listeners might get it. It's from Avatar: The Last Airbender. I
Okay.
grew up watching that show. And in that show, they can shoot and redirect lightning.
Yeah.
And when Uncle Iroh is teaching his nephew how to do that, he says that it is both terrifying and exhilarating
Huh.
because you have all that energy, more than you can comprehend going through you. And they were right. You know what I mean? Like the show writers were onto something because it was exhilarating and it was exciting.
Yeah.
To just have like your body be so full of foreign energy. But at the same time, I knew that it was destroying me from
Yeah.
the inside out, just intuitively, because I could feel it,
Yeah.
right? And also, when you get shocked and, like your muscles react,
Yeah.
they tense. So when I got shocked, muscles I didn't know I had tensed. I remember standing there and, in reality, it was probably 2 seconds, but in my head, it felt like, an eternity. I'm standing there and I feel everything tense up. My jaw clenches and muscles in my neck I never knew I had.
Yeah.
Just like grow huge and they clench and like muscles in my face clench and it feels like I'm wearing like my whole body just becomes now my own.
Yeah, because basically your nervous system, it's all electrical impulses.
Exactly.
And all of a sudden you've got, like you mentioned, the foreign electricity pulsing through your body, and it's sending all kinds of wrong signals, and it doesn't know what to do except for, okay, on.
Right. So everything's on and my whole body just like woo,
Yeah.
And so I still remember how that felt to have muscles I never knew I had, turn on and just to feel all that, juice in me. And so I remember I remember having talked.
Yeah.
And I said to my friend, I was like, I've just been electrocuted. I'm terrified. And then I died.
Wow. That's crazy. How did the power stop?
I don't know.
The electricity.
The mast hit him and then stopped. I fell. It looks. I don't know the physics for sure, but the way his burns looked, it looked like it made full impact on his hands, his left thigh, and then it skidded down his right. So from the mid thigh all the way to his big toe, there was a big red skid mark, basically.
Yeah.
Burn, hit. I
So
don't know.
despite your strength and everything being tense and on, the physics of it were the mast wasn't going to be held. It fell over and it disconnected, thankfully, from the power, from the electricity.
Everything from that all the way to Nate and Tyler, my
Yeah.
angels, all the way to the hospital. It's just been a string of miracles.
Yeah. Wow. We're talking with Lincoln White Day and Lorraine Day, and we'll talk about the money here in a moment. Well, let's talk about it now. This has a great cost to it. I mean, insurance isn't going to cover everything.
Right.
How can people help if they are so inclined?
And we're not like asking people.
I
for
know
money.
you're not.
Okay.
But I wanted to put it out there
to be
because I know that you didn't.
Yeah.
And you don't want to, but you could use help.
My oldest daughter did start a GoFundMe. And we've just been so grateful for everyone's thoughts and their prayers and checking on us and bringing food to my other kids who were home for a little bit. And sending money to help us with the bills. We are just so appreciative. So she did start a GoFundMe. gosh, what's it called?
You can send it to me, and I can figure out how to put it
I
into
put
the.
it on your text.
Oh,
Support Lincoln's Miracle Recovery. That's what she named it in GoFundMe.
okay.
And that has just been incredible. And to all of Lincoln's friends and my children's friends who are teenagers and 20s, please don't donate to the GoFundMe. You guys need your money. You save your money. We've had several of Lincoln's friends and the girls' friends donate. And that's so kind, but we don't want kids to send money. You need your money. You need your money for college. You keep your money. We know you love him. We know it. We love him. And we appreciate you, but we'll figure it out.
All right.
We will.
All right. Well, hold it for just a moment. It's the WSJM Morning Show. And good morning and welcome again to the WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg. Sorry about that. We just we were getting carried away on the video live stream here. No, that's all right. It's 7:40. I'm also looking at a couple of different messages here. We're going to continue our conversation with Lincoln and Lorraine in just a moment. But for those of you who work or have appointments at the St. Joseph Courthouse, they're delaying their opening until noon today due to a power outage. Coincidentally, yeah.
My bad.
Lincoln had nothing to do with this one. But due to a power outage, the St. Joseph Courthouse will delay opening until noon today. You can go to the berriencounty.org if you need more information. They may have more information there. Let's see, what else do we have on that? Yeah, so again, non-essential St. Joseph Courthouse staff should delay reporting to work at least until noon today. So these are the messages that we're putting together. But again, if you have an appointment there at the St. Joseph Courthouse in Berrien County, they've got a power outage, and so they're delaying things, it looks like, until at least noon today. But call and make sure, or check your messages. It's 7:41. It's the WSJM Morning Show, where we'll continue our conversation with Lincoln and Lorraine in just a moment right here on WSJM. Right now, world and national news.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. A direct hit from a haboob. That's what Phoenix took yesterday. Here's ABC's Sophie Flay.
Monsoon storms and a massive dust storm blanketing Phoenix, turning the sky brown, leaving tens of thousands of people without power. Arizona State University's football stadium inundated by an immense cloud of dust. The towering wall rolling in. Drivers facing rain and winds up to 70 miles per hour as the dust storm, commonly referred to as a haboob, rolled in, plunging the city into near zero visibility.
Protests across Israel. A day of disruption, again calling on the government to end the war and bring the hostages home. President Trump says he is firing Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook in an unprecedented move to exert greater control over one of the few remaining independent institutions in Washington. He says on social media he will remove her. This is ABC News.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
7:43 WSJM Morning Show continues. We've got more to talk about in just a couple of moments. We'll continue our interview with Lincoln Day-White, and that is coming up in just a moment. Did I get that right?
White Day.
White Day, excuse me. Sorry. Lincoln White Day. I'm alphabetical. Sorry.
But, it just rolls off the tongue.
You're right. You're right. No, we'll continue the interview with Lincoln and Lorraine in just a moment. A couple of news items to mention. Again, as I mentioned just a moment ago, due to a power outage, the St. Joseph Courthouse is delaying its opening until noon today. So again, if you have an appointment there or if you work there, you may want to check with your supervisor or attorney and check out and make sure that you get there at the right time. So again, a power outage at the St. Joseph Courthouse. No word on what caused the power outage at this time. Other news that we're following in the WSJM newsroom, St. Joseph City Commissioners have approved the sale of a downtown parking lot to make way for a proposed $55 million mixed-use development. We'll talk a little bit more about that. The plan is for 32 condominiums, 68 market-rate apartments, some green space, and a whole bunch of parking spaces at Lake Boulevard and Broad Street. More on that coming up just after 8 o'clock. Also in the news, Harbor Shores in Benton Harbor has marked the completion of its new Wii course, a 5-acre golf course for beginners. Big soft opening yesterday for a few folks in the community, and they're going to open it to the general public. That's coming up this weekend, Labor Day weekend. So more on those stories coming up after 8 o'clock. It's 7:44. We're continuing our conversation on the video live stream right now.
The Michigan News Network.
Okay, back on the video live stream. So you've gone to Butterworth in Grand Rapids. You're getting treatment. How do you treat internal burns from an electrocution?
Well, we had to learn all these things. So they're worried about something called rhabdo. And I am not a medical person. So I apologize in advance if I don't explain this correctly.
Okay.
But this is my understanding.
All
This
right.
is how I internalize what they explained. So if I'm wrong, sorry.
Yeah.
With the internal electrical burns, they were very, very worried about rhabdo, which my understanding is that when the electricity goes through the muscles, it can kind of basically cook the muscles, or the body responds with inflammation, but also it pulls moisture away from the muscles, and then they can get rock hard. That's what I
Okay.
understood. So to counteract that, they had him hooked up to so many IVs, and I don't even know what all of the IVs were, but there were different things for different reasons. So he had the breathing machine. I think he had 3 different IVs, and then all the other monitors and whatnot.
Yeah.
So they kept those IVs going for several days, and the burn doctors were in. So many people on his medical team were in, and they kept touching his legs and arms, but really his legs, to check to make sure that they were still soft.
Yeah.
So if they get hard, that's very bad.
Yeah. Because then you lose the use of that muscle, right?
That's my understanding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any hard muscles?
Just the ones I'm working on in the gym.
I knew he was gonna.
You have tickets? What tickets? To the gun show. Right? You use that one?
I'm not that big, but someday soon.
All right. Has this changed your life?
Oh, absolutely.
How?
I see the world differently. I see myself differently too.
How so?
Because everything now is a gift, and that goes for everyone. Life is a gift, but renewed life is more of a gift because, I lived and then I didn't. Now I live again, and that's something that definitely changes how I see the world. It's something that changes how I want to interact with the world because, I do believe that there is a world out there where I did die. And, I'm lucky enough to live out the world where I didn't. But, I don't want to waste, so to speak, the second lease on life. I want to take what I learned, especially being 20, and hopefully live out another several decades, God willing, to give back to the world that's given so much to me.
Yeah. Yeah. What did you say to the people who were first on the scene there, the Good Samaritans who gave you CPR?
Well, I owe them a life debt, so I thanked them profusely.
Yeah.
And we took them out to dinner as a family, and that was fun. So really, I just view them as a burgeoning part of the family. At our honoring event at one of the admin buildings in St. Joe, one of the council, I think the chairman.
Mac Elliott, right?
Mr. Elliott, yes, thank you. He was talking about how we're brothers now because they owe me a life debt, or I owe them a life debt, and they grew up together, so they were already kind of brothers, and now we're inviting them to Thanksgiving, and we're inviting them to family gatherings because we want to have them in our lives because they saved mine, and that's something that we want to cherish and respect.
Yeah, that's amazing.
They were trying to go fishing. They were there to go fishing at Pipestone Lake, and they told me that they stopped for gas, and that's the only reason they were there right then when Lincoln needed them. If they hadn't stopped for gas, they would have already been on the water and wouldn't have been there.
And no one would have been around.
Right.
Wow.
They were in the right spot at the right time.
I'd say that's incredible. Do you think about it as well? I mean, what do you think when you think about what happened, Lorraine?
Oh, I'm just so grateful. I mean, in all the prayers and everything, I told God, I said, we will take him any way we can have him. Thank you. Thank you for our boy. And because those first 24 hours, we didn't know if he was going to have his faculties. It was an unknown for a while. And so thinking about all the what ifs, what if, he hadn't, it's just, I kind of thought that I would know. I thought my mama gut would know there was a problem, and I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't feel it. And I'm just so grateful that he's here. So grateful.
Yeah.
I can't even say it.
Well,
enough.
and you know, you sent a couple of messages to the staff here because we were wondering, and I'm sure we're all bothering you, going, "Hey, how's everything?" But you sent a couple of messages, and I felt that you didn't know in what state Lincoln would be, and you didn't know if he was going to have his memory, what brain damage there might have been, what physical damage there might have been, and so when did you start to feel some sort of relief of he's going to be good, he's going to be fine?
When he was conscious off and on in those first 24 hours, but he wasn't alert. Like his eyes were kind of going different directions.
Yeah.
He couldn't respond with a thumbs up or squeezing a finger or anything, and he wasn't tracking faces or voices. And so that's when we were at our most scared. Like even beyond the burns, we were like, "Oh no. Are we going to have our boy?" And so it wasn't until about that 24-hour mark when he was starting to come out of everything and things started to align more. And they took the airway
The
out.
tube, yeah.
Yeah. And everybody left the room at this point because there's always personnel around everywhere and they were great. But my husband went to get coffee and everybody else left the room. And then Lincoln was awake and he actually looked at me and made eye contact. And I said, "Oh, can you see me?" And he nodded. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, do you know who I am?" And he's like, and he nodded like, "Yeah."
Like,
And
I know who you are.
I know. And I said, "Can you say something?" And he nodded again. I'm like, "Well, then say something." He goes, "Hi, Mama."
Oh.
And it was, I know, it was at that moment that I was like, "Oh my gosh, we have hope." Because we were grasping at any little thing.
I bet.
Any little thing.
1 second, we'll continue the story here on the radio. It's the WSJM Morning Show.
Near 70 inland, likely around the upper 60s near the lakeshore. We continue to see big waves at the lakeshore through this evening. Partly cloudy tonight, we drop down to 50, and a mix of the sun and clouds tomorrow with highs back at 73. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
7:52 WSJM Morning Show. What are we whispering about over there? Is it?
Oh, he was like, when I was telling him how it happened when he woke up, and he's like, "Wow, Mom, that's really emotional." I was like, "I know."
I mean, it's good to hear. It's hard to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet. I'm glad you're hearing it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
There are some videos I need to watch still.
Oh, really? What kind of video?
Well, videos of me in the hospital not having myself. You know, that's been hard for me to. It's, you know, especially so close to the accident. It's been hard for me to
I bet.
accept.
Yeah.
You know?
We're talking with Lincoln White Day and his mom, Lorraine. And let's make this part of our Moody on the Market update. It's brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today. They are your local auto owners insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. And if you're just tuning in, we've been talking with Lincoln this hour about an accident that did take his life, but then his life was brought back by some good Samaritans and by first responders and by hospital individuals, a whole slew of folks responsible for having God shine his face back on Lincoln and say, "You're alive. Enjoy."
Yeah. Yes, literally.
Yeah. So you know, we've talked about the accident itself. We've talked about how it's changed your life. I think we did the life change on the video live stream. So basically, I mean, you really what you shared during that period was what I took from it is you're not taking things for granted.
No.
How do you act on that? I mean, that seems like such a weight of taking a new look at everything.
I think it should be a weight.
Yeah.
I journal. I try to journal every day, and that helps. You know, like gratitude journaling is important, but also, you know, with our culture of consumerism, you know, and distraction, I don't feel like people really, you know, acknowledge how lucky we are to, you know, live in the United States and have all the resources we do at every disposal, and to have the opportunities that we do. And I think that recognizing that and appreciating it and, you know, using it to the best of your ability and to do good in the world is one of the most honorable things and purposes a person can accept in their life.
Yeah.
So, you know, if this has taught me anything, it's that, you know, I'm here for something, and I want to use the time I've been given to spread the most positivity I can.
Yeah. And having met you before the accident, I know that you are purpose driven already.
Yes, sir.
And so, and it's inspirational the motivation that you have, the self motivation you have. And so you're going to be studying abroad for 8 months. You're going to be in Morocco. What are you going to do there?
I'm going to learn Arabic, right? I'm going to learn some French if I can. And it's right beneath Europe.
Yeah.
Geographically. So I'm going to go and travel to Europe, just try and learn as much as possible through doing. So it'll be an adventure. And that will be on vacations and weekends. For the most part, I'll be in Morocco. So I'm going to learn the culture. I feel like, as an American, I don't really get the most true to reality view of the Middle East,
right?
In our media and culture. So I want to learn about, Arab customs from their perspective. And so I'm going to do that. I want to go surfing. So if I can go surfing, that'd be great. And also I just want to see what the universe has in store. So
see what else the universe has in store for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah. So,
and this is on a scholarship. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where's the scholarship from?
The majority of it is from the Barbara H. Padnos Study Abroad Scholarship, which is the Padnos International Center is the study abroad center through Grand Valley State.
Okay.
And the reason I chose GVSU in the beginning was because they have such a robust study abroad program. So if you're a junior or senior in high school and you're looking for a place to go, and not too expensive, and you want to study abroad, Grand Valley is a great opportunity because they have a specific scholarship for year-long study abroad students like myself, and it covers more than enough. So I'm getting paid to go abroad, which is huge.
That's really cool. And so you lined that up before the accident. The accident happened, and I know from your mom that put this. There was a big question mark there.
Huge. Yeah.
How do you feel about sending Lincoln off to Morocco for a few months?
Well, I'm nervous. We met with his neuropsych doctor yesterday who did a full evaluation. And I said, no pressure, doctor, but we're looking to you to tell us, can he study abroad? Is it realistic for his brain to have that tax on it, to be outside of his normal culture, to go learn? Will he remember safety protocols? Will he remember customs are different in another country? And so she was very thorough with her examination. I met with her yesterday, and she said that he's at about 80%, and she sees excellent prognosis for a full recovery. And she gave him some tools and things that he needs to work on. But she said, I expect that he will be just fine in Morocco, and he's going to learn just fine.
That's awesome.
So every single doctor has either already signed off on him or will be in the next couple of weeks before he goes. He's a miracle. It's an absolute miracle.
What an amazing life, amazing story. Thank you for sharing it. We appreciate it. Share the one, if you wouldn't mind. You shared this with me that one of your daughters, one of your sisters, said something about your feet. Let's hear that one. He has his feet back. He's watching TV, and one of the daughters walked by and looked at his feet and said,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Said, wash your feet, Lincoln. They're dirty.
Oh yeah, they were.
Yeah.
We were in the hospital for like 3 days, or maybe it was only 2 days, but his feet had, if you don't like gore, sorry, it's not gory, but his feet were charred and they had the exit wounds. And so now all of his little toes have like blisters on them from where it's healed.
Yeah.
But we didn't wash his feet for a couple of days, and because they were worried about all the other things.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
And the burn doctors were like, those are nothing compared to what
Yeah.
we're not worried about those.
As Lorraine recounted it to me, the sister walked by and said, Lincoln, your feet are so dirty, go wash your feet, or something along those lines. No.
That's
It's just burnt.
Yeah. They're just burnt.
It's just burnt.
I know.
So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're fine, and you're on the road to recovery, and that you're continuing to pursue all the passions that you have.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. No, thank you for coming in and sharing the story today. I appreciate it.
And please learn CPR.
Yeah, and please learn CPR. And I will put the GoFundMe up on the link on the Facebook page in case anyone's interested in donating to help you defray some of those medical costs, because they are significant. I mean, a helicopter ride to Grand Rapids can't be cheap.
That one was $40,000.
That one helicopter
That
ride.
one helicopter ride was $40,000.
All right. Well, thank you. That's the WSJM Morning Show for this hour. We've got another hour to go. Lincoln White Day and Lorraine Day, thank you both for coming in today. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
We look forward to more updates. It's coming up on 8 o'clock. We've got the latest world and national news from ABC. Then our local news is next.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. A massive